Okay, what then
It should be ruled out for disciplinary reasons because the NJC is the only thing lawyers have. The NJC is the pinnacle of the judiciary. And as soon as the NJC is brought to its knees, the judiciary is brought to its knees too. The judiciary crumbles. So we must hold NJC in high esteem. NJC is as what the National Assembly is to the legislative arm of government.
Do you think that it could have acted better by also sending a letter to the governor talking about the appointment of Agumago as acting chief judge?
I think those communications have been in the open space. That he rejected the appointment of Agumago as acting chief judge, not even as chief judge. And further, when they swore him in as chief judge, they also rejected the appointment. And based on that, Agumago was suspended. And it is preposterous to come to suggest that the NJC does not have power to suspend a judge.
Yes. What is the role of the State House of Assembly in accepting or rejecting? Because I did ask Honorable Choma as well. If the governor says, no, I don't want it, is he taking upon himself the role of the State Assembly? No,
it is not. The State Assembly is the last leg of the...
They too can accept or reject.
They too can... Confirmation presupposes that you can either say yes or you say no. So that is confirmation. You confirm or you don't confirm. You refuse to confirm.
If they don't confirm,
the appointment terminates at that point at the State House of Assembly. In spite of the fact that even the governor has submitted the name. But by formality, the fact of appointment, the connotation of appointment, the potomato is that portfolio of appointment lies with the governor. So when you say appoint, the governor appoints. But this appointment it stands on a tripod. And those tripods can break that appointment. Without those tripods, that appointment cannot stand.
So what then do you think of what the State House of Assembly did? Because as soon as the judgment came up...
I think the State of Assembly is encouraging executive lawlessness.
How?
I think that the State House of Assembly owes it as a duty to both the common man and Nigerians and people, citizens of Rivers State, indigenous of Rivers State, people that are of Rivers State origin, to ask the governor to go back to the NJC and straighten the issues with the NJC before coming back with a recommendation that collapses the intention of the NJC and the intention of the governor into one. That should be the attitude of the legislature.
But some of them are also arguing that why will the NJC then suspend the chief judge after the court judgment? They should have waited for the appeal to have been done.
No. The disciplinary powers of the NJC was not in issue at the court. The court has declared what it sees as what it intends.
But doesn't that show bad faith?
No, it doesn't show bad faith. And I want to say something very clearly. You see, the interpretation of bad faith and good faith, so many times it's always subjective. You're on the part of River State government, for example, you will say that what the NJC is doing is covered with bad faith. You're on the part of NJC, you will say what the River State governor is doing is covered with bad faith. But I, as a neutral observer, as a legal practitioner who wants to earn a living from my profession, I think that the NJC must be given respect, and we should stop the executive impunity that we are witnessing in River State. The executive incursion is an incursion into the authority of the NJC.
Those who argue that it shows bad faith both ways could be right, because, I mean, this is the matter in contention.
Even the devil himself justifies his actions.
No, but
the devil's reasoning can be so brilliant that it can take you off guard.
We're looking at an action that is ongoing.
Yes.
An action for which they had lost the case in court, according to interpretation of the court from sections 2713 to 5. The same matter, you've not appealed, you suspend the judge.
I want you to get it in perspective. They are not saying that they are not acting with reference to what the court has decided. And from what I gathered, too, from the open space, from the newspapers, they have appointed an administrative judge, which is very much within the competence of the NJC.
Can they do that without the input of either the JSC, the governor,
yes,
or the assembly?
Yes, I have the provision of the Constitution to that effect. They have the power with regards to policy and general administration.
So what does that do to this entire office of the chief judge if they can appoint an administrative one?
An administrative judge does not, he just assigns cases so that the judicial process continues.
To the powers of the governor to appoint an acting chief judge?
The governor appoints an acting chief judge from the next most senior person in the high court hierarchy, state high court hierarchy. That is acting, and it lapses after 3 months, except upon the recommendation again of the NJC. If the NJC does not recommend, that appointment lapses after 3 months, and we must revert back to a substantive chief judge. That is as far as the power of the governor.
Would you say that the NJC has also allowed the governor to exercise his powers to appoint an acting chief judge while this dispute is on?
When the governor appointed Agumagu as the acting chief judge, a lot of us cried foul. I cried foul myself. Why? Because Agumagu is not in the hierarchy of the state high court. By simple terminology, customary court of appeal is not the same thing as state high court. Even in the constitution, the state high court comes under part C of the third schedule, part 1C of the third schedule of the constitution, whereas part 1A, that's the state high court, whereas the customary court of appeal comes under part 1C of the third schedule. That means that there is a deliberate distinction between the customary court of appeal and the high court. So at the point of appointing Agumagu as the acting chief judge, there was already a miscarriage, as it were, of justice, in my view. That was a wrong action.
All right, thank you for coming on. Ikechukwu Ikeji, a legal practitioner, shedding some light on this ongoing controversy in Rivers State about who can appoint or who is the chief judge. Well, you can also send your comments or keep them coming in. We'll appreciate all of that. But we'll be talking sports when we return. Oh, yes, what else? The Super Eagles did play that match yesterday. Was it boring or not? Find out when we return.